Welcome to my latest Horus Heresy battle report. I'm rather excited to show you this one. It's Raven Guard versus World Eaters, 3,000 points, and we're playing Domination. Dominion, it's called Dominion. It's from the main rulebook, and we'll set this one up on purpose because I think this will help show off exactly what Raven Guard do and exactly what World Eaters do. It lasts for 5 turns, could go on for 6, and there are 5 objectives down on the table. Where is it? There's one, the camera wasn't low enough. One's here, one's a gimme on that side, and there's a gimme on this side, because we're playing Dawn of War deployment, and at the start of the first battle round, at the start of your turn, at the start of every one of your turns, you get a point if you hold an objective. So in turn 1, whoever's here should get a point, that person should get a point, but the other 3 are spread across the battlefield, and Raven Guard can infiltrate in directly on objectives in turn 1, because that's what Raven Guard do. And of course, World Eaters, well, they like it when the enemy is closer to them. There's also some secondary objectives at the end of the game. D3 points for killing the Warlord, D3 points for killing more as well. So on this battlefield, this battle mat is from urbanmats.com. This is Foreground Publishing. Don't think you can get it anymore. But on this battlefield, the Raven Guard have infiltrated in, and we're planting explosive devices, or maybe listening and monitoring devices out here on the sides. And we get a point for every one of those that we control, and then the World Eaters are coming over and they're trying to destroy them. That's the narrative I've got in my head. And we didn't bring the Primarchs because Primarchs just change the game. They change it up, and I do like playing Primarchs when you've got like 4,000 points to play with. And 4,000 from 3,000 sounds quite a lot, but those people who don't play Heresy, who watch these battle reports, and I know there's a few of you out there, and if you are, shout it out in the comments. Hey, I like these anyway. Yes, Primarchs, 4,000 points isn't that much more than 3,000 points in Heresy, because 4,000 points is a Primarch and another model. Normally the Spartan to put them in. But Primarchs changed the game. They changed the way armies function, and this battle report should show us these 2 armies going to town. And we welcome back to the channel, Alex SEO. Say hi, Alex SEO.
Hi, Alex SEO.
Now, World Eaters, you've got them in 40k, you've got them in 30k. They're your 30k army, inspired by Istvan 3. Why World Eaters?
I played Guard for like, I don't know, 10 years. And pretty much only Guard. And it's a bit like playing Town, right? You have one phase. Whereas when I got the opportunity and got a bit older and a bit more money, I decided to expand into someone choppy. And it was Blood Angels or World Eaters, and there's only one winner. Only one winner.
And here's 3,000 points of World Eaters. Everyone in Heresy gets an extra attack on the charge. World Eaters get 2 extra attack on the charges. That's their Legion thing. And in Heresy, everyone gets a reaction during each phase. But the World Eaters have one special reaction they can do once, which is...
when someone shoots at you,
yes,
if you're within 12 inches, you can charge.
Nice.
And you get a 5-up shrug just to make sure there's somebody left.
So if you shoot them, they might just charge you anyway, out of sequence thingy wob. Absolutely beautiful. And World Eaters, well, all force organizations charts for Heresy, you can do what you want following the normal force organization chart, or you can take a Rite of War. Have you taken a Rite of War?
I have.
Talk us through what you got.
So
because the Rite of War allows you to monkey with the force organization chart.
It does sometimes, or it'll make different stuff line, and it comes with restrictions. But we've gone for the Crimson Path.
Right.
Because it's a very small army, very little army.
It's a lot to me.
Do you reckon?
Scary.
But the Crimson Path effectively lets you make some of your elites, the rampagers.
Yeah.
Lets you make them line.
Okay.
They remain elites, but they're line.
Okay, so that's 2 elites. Dreadnought Talon, 3 elites. Red Butchers are elites.
They're elite as well, yes.
Nice. So they're now line.
Yes.
So they score. That's scoring units in this game. And then you've got 3 units that are spoilers along the front, and they're scoring as well. So you've got 5 scoring units. What's the restriction?
So the restriction is you can only bring 1 heavy.
Okay.
And that would be this one.
Okay.
Because that one can be a dedicated transport. Because we've got many Terminator.
Okay. What else we got?
We've also got another thing that the Crimson Path gives you.
Yes.
As a little added bonus is you ignore the first damage in every phase. So if you shoot at me and I fail some saves, well, I don't roll the first save that I have to roll. I just pass it.
So basically shoot them with bolt guns first.
Bolt guns first.
Because they ignore the first damage. I love the narrative in the Rite of War that's written around that, because it says even when they're dead, they'll just take that one last bit of effort to kill the enemy that killed them.
Yeah.
And that's ignoring the first damage.
It's the nails, isn't it? It's the nails starting to come in.
Nails
They're on the crimson path. It's started.
They're not fully there yet, but it's started.
They're on the path.
Okay, so rampagers become line. You can only bring one heavy. You ignore the first damage. And who's this fella at the front?
That would become the Bloody.
Nice.
Hard not to call him the Betrayer, isn't it? But he's not yet. Not yet.
He's not yet.
He's just bloody.
He's just bloody.
And the other thing that Bloody is is you get to have choppy axes rather than choppy swords for free. And they're ever so slightly better, so we do that.
So despoiler squads, you've got 3 units of despoiler squads along the front. Nice and cheap. They normally come with chainsaws, but you get chain axes for free.
Yes.
2 extra attacks on the charge.
Yes.
Have you upgraded these squads in any way?
Just what you see is what you get. So we've got a Vexillar.
Yes.
And Artificer armor on the Sergeant, wherever he is.
Yeah.
I don't know, pick one. They all look beautiful.
He's all in there as well. Okay. And the Vexilla, the narrative for that is, well, Vexillas stop you falling back off the table.
Yes.
Why would World Eaters have Vexillas? Well, written on that Vexilla are the names of all the World Eaters that ever failed. Heroes are not remembered amongst the World Eaters. Failures are. You know, names will echo down for 10,000 years. They don't want to be written on the banner. It helps them from falling back off the table.
That's it.
Nice. Spartan with some red butchers.
Yes. There's 9 there because of points.
Right. And that guy's got a chain fist and a power fist.
Yeah.
He's the Sarge?
Yeah, he's called Horus.
He's called Horus.
He got named.
How did he get his name?
Was out of our little collection and our little gaming funsies.
Yes.
He was the first model that killed Horus the Primarch.
Nice.
It was him. Uppercut with the chain fist.
Nice.
So he got his name.
These guys are fearless and ravening madmen.
Yeah, they're fearless and ravening madmen. It's a bit of a strange rule, but I love it. It's very narrative and half a page long. And basically what it says is they're easier to hit, so they're always weapon skill 3 when you punch them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a boxer sticking his chin out. But you're -1 strength because they just don't care. And it also makes them fearless.
Yeah, which is nasty. So these don't score, but they're fearless, and there's axes everywhere. 2 dual axes.
Yeah, so they get an extra attack from 2 axes.
So it's all unwieldy. They let you hit them first, and then they chop you the hell up.
Yeah, lots of AP too. It's good.
A very expensive unit of rampagers with jump packs, and a very expensive unit of rampagers because there's 15 of them.
Yes.
Rampagers are bajillion attacks. Have you loaded them out?
They've all got flax blades, they're called?
Yes, flax blades. Yeah.
Those ones, the little filleting knives.
Right.
They're incredibly strong for some reason. I think when we wrote this list, we might have just, I don't know, we leaned into it a bit. And they're very deadly because they're all 4 up rending.
All for it. It doesn't matter how tough. You could be a Leviathan Dreadnought.
Yes.
On a 4, this rends and ignores armor. It does a wound.
Yeah. So they're very strong.
And they got 3 attacks with that loadout. Yes. And then when they charge, World Eaters 5 attacks. And this 15-man unit, that's 75 attacks plus 1 for the sergeant, 6 attacks. A web skill 5 with 2 wounds. They are crazy.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, so Las Cannons is your answer. So they're running around in the Spartan and then Dreadnought Talon in the backfield. Obviously no guns except melters and the fist just running forward.
Yes.
What's Khan's additional thing? Because Khan's
warlord trait.
Yes.
Khan's warlord trait is that he, and the unit he's joined obviously, can't be reacted to in the assault phase.
So you just can't overwatch him.
You can't overwatch him basically, yeah.
Or make him disordered.
If he's going to get you, he's going to get you.
It's Khan.
It's calm. And he also gives you an additional reaction in the movement phase, but it's not a full choose reaction. It's always forward.
Always forward.
Yes.
Nice. So 3,000 points of Crimson Path World Eaters from Warhammer 40k. These lovely bases that you see are from marchofwar.co.uk, and Alex got this commission painted by marchofwar.co.uk. And here's 2999 of Raven Guard. Talking about marchofwar.co.uk, my bases are from them as well. But I did these myself. I really need to do a tutorial on how I did the Raven Guard. Anyway, Raven Guard. The Raven Guard thing isn't one thing like the World Eaters. It's 3 things. And what's going to come into effect here is the units of troops over here will gain Shrouded if you're more than 8 inches away, and they gain Infiltrate. That's what happens. And the other thing that's going to kick in with this particular list is the Talons thing, and these guys might reroll 1s to wound if they get into close combat after charging. Claws obviously re-roll everything, but that's if their hammers get in there. That's what Raven Guard do. We're going to be infiltrating forward. We're going to get a bit of sneaky. It doesn't stop there, however, because I've taken the Rite of War Decapitation Strike. And what that means is my Praetor on the unit that he joins gets preferred enemy against Khan and Khan's unit. Reroll 1s to hit and 1s to wound, and it doesn't affect, actually it doesn't affect my dude, it affects the whole army. My Praetor is here to kill Khan as well as take down this site. So preferred enemy, really good. And I've given him that's the Rite of War, and I've given him the Hidden Hand Warlord trait, which means him and the unit that he joins, which will be this deep striking unit of Dark Furies over here, gets to re-roll reserve rolls, plus they get Fleet 2 on the turn they come in, plus they get Shrouded for that turn when they deep strike in as well. It's really, really quite nice. And if I kill Khan, I get an extra 2 points at the end of the game. Lovely. We're here to decapitate Khan. Next to him, the fella with all the bling on. Oh, and he's got jump pack. And I've given him melter bombs. And in the Dark Fury squad are 3 choosers this lane, and they've got melt bombs too. Because the last game I played with these guys off camera, I didn't pay for the melter bombs. And there were a couple of tanks in the backfield that they couldn't injure, and it was really frustrating, and that's never happening again. So not only is there 3 melt bombs there with the Praetor, 4 melter bombs, if I get behind a Spartan, it's a dead Spartan. Anyway, the guy with all the bling is the chaplain. He'll be joining the Tartarus Terminators, because this is just a normal squad of Tartarus Terminators, so they're weapon skill 4, so they really need help with that. Now, Chaplain's Stubborn and Hatred rules really helps out standard Cataphracti, standard Tartarus Terminators. There's 2 hammers, 2 axes, and 6 claws in there. And all the red claws that you see are special kind of claws, because Raven Guard have access to Raven Talons. So instead of rending on a 6, which is what claws do normally, all these guys rend on 5s. Wherever you see a red claw, that's what they do. We've got an Apothecary. He's going to be jumping in with the Dark Furies as well. We've got 2 units of Tactical Marines here. And I haven't brought a Vexilla, but I have got Artificer Armor, Raven's Claws, Vosper Serpenta on both. And I have got 4 units of 4 recon squads, all with Nemesis Bolters, which can pin. And one thing you can do with the Raven Guard is you can buy an improviser for all the sergeants, because these guys can't take Artificer Armor, but you can get an improviser on the sergeant, which gets his ballistic skill up by 1 and gives the unit night fighting. And they're snipers, so they're going to be trying to snipe out some characters, trying to pin them down. Then in the backfield, I've got a Dreadnought coming forward with the Gravis Melter in the fist. You can only bring 1 heavy in this Rite of War, and my heavy is the Deredeo Dreadnought. It's got the Alos missile launcher on the top, the Plasma Cannonade, and twin heavy bolters in the chest. It pumps out quite a lot of shots. It is pretty expensive, but it has got a special rule, which means it can gain Interceptor, and the Alos missile battery on the shoulders doesn't need line of sight to see, and it's 60 inches. It's only 3 shots, but it's 60 inches. It can pin. So intercepting a unit when it comes in, particularly with this Raven Guard list, is a great idea. In the backfield, backing them up, doing las cannon long range sniping, is 2 units of Javelin Speeders, each of them with las cannons and multi-melters. So these are the anti-tank. The Dark Furies are anti-tank. The Dreadnought's anti-tank. This is a long-range sniper pick-you-apart force with some reinforcements dropping in with the Dark Furies over here, trying to kill the head of the snake, the head of the World Eaters. Let's go on to deployment. Here we are for the deployment for this 3,000 point game of Dominion, and I rolled to go first, which meant deploying first, which meant only deploying about half of my army, because the rest had infiltrators. And when I'm finished, it looks like this. And Khan is in his Land Raider all the way over here. Sorry, Spartan. Both of them have flare shields. And he's ordered the rest of his army to take the center and take the right flank. And I just deployed where, well, it looks cool. I've got a unit of snipers holding down this objective on the right, and a unit of snipers holding down this objective on the left. And I think I just said that backwards. And then this unit of infantry holding down this one here. We've got we're just all over these things, and what we've got on this side is this unit of spoilers probably wants to run up there and eat these guys. The Dreadnoughts can't get there. This stuff will collapse under the weight of Dreadnoughts, but inside the Spartan, another unit could definitely get there as a unit of Red Butchers. But I imagine all this stuff is just going to be coming forward. Here's one unit of despoilers holding down that objective. Those crates are very important, packed full of explosives. Here's the second unit. And of course, there's 10 Rampagers coming down from Deep Strike. I've got 10 Dark Fury coming down from Deep Strike, but I get to re-roll my reserves with my Warlord trait. So the Raven Guard, the 19th Legion, will be going first, unless someone steals the initiative.
Don't warming it up.
Stealing's illegal.
Ready?
Yes, don't roll a 6. That's a 5. It's 1 away. It is Raven Guard. Turn 1. And at the end of the movement phase, I've ran my Terminators around this way. They had a choice to make, whether to stay in the vicinity and trying to defend this. And I don't think I can defend that with one unit of Terminators against all of this. So I need to go on the offensive. What I can do is try and defend this one up here, because the Dreadnoughts can't get to it by doing something about this Despoiler squad here. Kind of giving up mine anyway. I feel like that's coming. I do get 1, 2, 3, 4 points in turn 1 for being on these Dominion objectives and planting out little traps and things. The Derridae move round to get line of sight down this way, and there's 2 Dreadnoughts versus my 1 Dreadnought, so I've lined everything up to shoot at the Dreadnought. Starting off with my Dreadnought, going to your closest guy, hitting on 2s, and the Melters will wound on 3s. 5 up and buns, and that's a wound. So it's got 5 remaining. We've got Lance Cannons from this squad, probably Lance Cannons from this squad as well. Javelins firing in on 3s, everything hit, and Lance Cannons will wound on 2s. This is the first squad, and that is 5 more wounds, Alex. 5 more, invulnerable saves. And you only make 1 of them, it's on 1 wound remaining, and let's fire. Well, see, this is something you can't do in Heresy. If I'm firing this unit at it, they're all firing at it. Hitting on 3s, and wounding on that. Everything wounds. That's a dead Dreadnought, and it blows up. And how far does it blow up? Only an inch. She hits the Dreadnought next to it and doesn't even wound it. Okay, we're now onto the Derridae Dreadnought, which is going to try and fire down into this unit here, holding on to the World Eater's objective. Here's the Plasma Cannonade. I can see this guy's head, so that's where that's hitting. That's 4 of them. This is strength 8. It runs on a 4 up, and Alex is shrouding some of this.
So that's a normal save?
Well, you ignore a thing, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
So you can ignore one of them.
These are straight up shrouds?
Yes. Well, there's cover. So those are 6s. There's definitely cover between... Cover. And then a 5 up shroud on that. So 1 dies.
Save.
And you're good, because it's strength 8. So anyway, it doesn't matter the strength. It's going to kill you anyway, because they're just tacticals. This is the missile array, which is strength 6, AP 3, rending. So they both wound. They're both 4 up saves.
I'll take out 5 so I'm against them.
2 up saves.
They're AP nasty.
He's good. He's not good, but he's shrouding this, remember?
Yeah, shrouded.
Nope, there goes the sergeant. And then twin heavy bolters, which will wound on 3s and do 2 wounds, 2 full armor saves. And a shroud. And in the end, I managed to nuke 3 of them. And you lost your dude to a pinning from the missile, the sergeant.
He is dead.
He's dead, so that's leadership 7. That's failed, and they are pinned. And pinned units can't score objectives. That worked. And on this flank, this unit of snipers will try and pin that unit, hitting on the 2 with the sergeant and 3s with everyone else. And they all rend. 5 up cover. Being in amongst all the stuff, no, and that'll be a pinning test as well. And they're not pinned. And being precision fire from the snipers, I took away the Vexilla, couldn't see the sergeant. This squad, this is going to rinse and repeat. 2s and 3s, and then 3s wound, 5s rend, that's 1 normal armor save.
Anybody in particular?
Anyone in particular.
You can choose.
Oh, sergeant.
2 up.
Yeah, I've got the precision thing, my brain. So yeah, he's still alive. This unit. Firing down here? Firing down here at this unit. And I can't see the Vexilla, and only the sergeant hit. Only one of the guys hit. And it wounds, but you ignore the first wound that comes through, so you're absolutely fine. And that is the end of my shooting phase. Terminators ran. Bolter guys are out of range. These guys, there is some bolters. I might be in range of something. Yes, they were definitely in range of the spoilers, having extra shots there with Fury of the Legion. Killing a couple more, and that's the end of my shooting phase, and we've got some morale checks to do.
Fun times.
So over here, Leadership 8, Sergeant's still in there. They hold. The other unit, Leadership 7, and they hold. They don't run off the board, but they are pinned. At the end of Raven Guard turn 1, it's 4-0. At the start of World Eaters turn 1, they're not going to be able to score that one. So it will still be 4-0 as the World Eaters begin their attack. In World Eaters turn 1 on this flank, the Dreadnought and the Despoilers ran forward, so my Praetor's unit reacted by moving up close to them. Because they ran, they can't charge, they're a little bit out of breath. We'll have the jump on them, and in the middle, Red Butcher's disembarking from a Spartan coming straight down towards my Dreadnought, so that reacted in the movement phase as well, because I'm allowed 2 in the movement phase, by stepping away from the Red Butchers. Oh dear. I don't even really want to shoot them in my turn, because then they could just charge me anyway. Round this flank, unit breaking along the barricades here and clambering up underneath. We're giving all of this terrain a 5 up on top. And then down here, Khan's boots have already hit the battle grid as him and his unit comes charging towards these five poor scouts down here. Then at the start of the shooting phase, 1 scout died here, 1 scout died here to anti-tank fire from the Spartan. And then the Rampagers and the Despoilers are not even bothering to pull out their bolt pistols. They don't need to. But this Spartan here is unloading into my Dreadnought that took a few steps back. Las cannon fire. 3s. Twin linked.
Come on. I know we're World Eaters, but you can shoot better than that.
There you go. 4 hits. 2s to wound. That is 4 wounds plus a multi-melter. It used to be a multi-missive, but now it's twin linked, and that hits and that wounds as well, and that is 5 damage, 5 invulnerable saves on my Dreadnought. It takes all 5 wounds. It's on 1 left. Oh no, alright.
You passed 1.
I passed 1. And that's the end of the shooting phase. Round this flank, all these units ran, so no charges. The Red Butchers are going to charge in a minute, and there's no point reacting to them because they're going to kill whatever they hit. And Khan, I can't react to that charge, but I can react to these guys running along the bridge and try and keep my scouts alive. So let's try and make this charge disordered, which I do, and then they need a 6-inch charge. And that's a 7. Then after they charge, the Despoilers make it across the bridge, engage that unit of scouts. Khan and his unit after the charge engage this unit of scouts. And then down in the middle we have the Red Butchers, and they're 8 inches away from my Dread and 8 inches away from my Tactical Marines. Which ones are you charging, Alex?
It's all the same, and it's 8, so we'll have both.
Right, okay.
Down here?
8-inch charge, yeah.
Come on. Come on, Corn. Nah.
And instead, you just surge 2.
2.
So they take some steps forward. Again, don't really want to shoot them because they'll just charge me anyway. We're now onto the fight phase. Over here, we've got Khan and his squad fighting this unit of 4. And Khan's got 7 attacks in the charge and he hits on 3s. And he hits 4 times and he wounds on 3s and he rerolls to wound with Shred. And that's the entire squad. Khan killed them on his own. This Rampager unit barely breaks stride. We'll consolidate them 5 inches in any direction in a minute. Over here, we've got all your Despoilers hitting my recons.
Yes.
Hopefully the disordered will be enough, dropping attacks.
Cost me 5 attacks.
It did.
What are we doing?
Forced to hit. Chain axes wound on 3s.
Oh.
And they shred. 6 wounds come through. Killing 2 of my guys. That unit lives. At the same time, they fight back, hitting the World Eaters on 4s and wounding the World Eaters on 4s. That's 2 wounds, but I ignore the first one because of Crimson Path, so only 1 wound comes through. And I take down one of them in return. But I did lose that combat by 1.
Don't I get a field of pain?
Yeah, your troops on objective, a 6 up.
Yay! Don't help.
No, I'll get a 6 up. No, doesn't help. So I do have a leadership test of 7, which I hold. Then at the end of turn 1, Khan and his unit have locked down this objective here and are already scrambling up the hill deeper into the Raven Guard lines. And it's 4 points to 0 for the Raven Guard, but I've been pushed off this objective And this objective, and objectives in Heresy, can be of any shape or size. You can even say that they're buildings. So for the purposes of this game, our objectives are vertically, the objective here basically is this big round thing, this fuel canister. So this dreadnought is denying my objective up here as well. So I go down to only holding one objective from the 4 that I had. So at the start of turn 2, it'll be 5-0. Equally, you could decide that not to be the case. It literally says it in the main rulebook. You have to decide to start the game with your opponent what you count as objectives. Our objectives are sky towers. So 5-0 at the start of turn 2. I'm definitely going to lose both of these objectives, but you can only control it with one at a time, so that makes it interesting over here. I might lose the middle as well, but I've got some Dark Furies coming in turn 2, and I can choose to re-roll this if I want to. They come in on a 3. Now, if I do bring them in, because I could, your rampagers could jump on my things that route. So I want to keep them off for a turn. I want to counter deep strike. I don't want a 3+. Oh dear, they're coming. They're coming in. Towards the end of my movement phase, around this flank, we're kind of trying to leave Khan to it. That's Khan. I think this flank is lost. This unit of tacticals have run away down here. My dreadnought moved forward to engage the Red Butchers. These guys are standing still, so they get all their extra shots and round this. And I'm lining up lots of land speeders to try and take on those Red Butchers. I've got to stop them breaking my lines. So giving up the left, trying to hold on to the centre, and then pushing around here with my Terminators. And you've got 2 reactions in the movement phase. I was very close to the spoilers. They've taken some steps back. The dreadnought has taken some steps forward. If I want to charge the spoilers now, I'll be going into terrain, and that might mean a failed charge. So I've got the Dark Furies dropping in. And this flank is looking really strong for the World Eaters, and I'd love to put him there. I'd love to put 10 Dark Furies up against 10 Rampagers and Khan, but I'll lose. And one thing you can do with the World Eaters is, well, try and make them hit you piecemeal. Leave Khan out of the equation for a while, and instead I want to hit those despoilers. Deep strike in there. This won't go wrong. This might have gone wrong. Yeah, that went wrong.
I've not seen that before.
You can now place that model anywhere 18 inches from that point. That's a mishap. The drop site was congested, the despoilers and the dreadnought have overlapped, so you've chosen to put my Praetor down here. But still you can do some janky things in Horus Heresy. What does janky look like? Well, it looks like this. This model is in coherency. Should be able to hit those despoilers anyway. But before we get onto that, we have a shooting phase. Now, I'm not going to shoot anything here because it will just charge me.
How tempt you? You want to shoot some bolt guns?
No, I'm not going to shoot.
Bolt guns a dreadnought?
No, we're not going to do that. Instead, we'll just start off with some sniper fire down into your unit over there that are pinned. And of course, 3 wounds, 3 3-up saves. And we'll take the Vexilla away.
They lost their Sarge.
They're okay. Now down to the middle. If I shoot with the Dread, you'll charge me. Is the Dread... You've got a flare shield on that thing. Am I in melter range? I am in melter range. But if I shoot at that, I can't charge the Terminators. Do I need to charge the Terminators? I have to charge the Terminators. Otherwise, you're going to charge my troops. But I don't want to shoot the Terminators because then you'll just charge me. So let's shoot the Terminators with something long range. Javelins. Red Butchers are fearless. They can't shroud. And 5 wounds come through. But they do have 4-up invulnerable saves. Oh, yeah.
Works.
And I killed 2 of them. That doubles them out. Let's do the same with this unit of Javelins. That's 2 misses. Only 2 wounds, and you've already ignored your first wound. So yes. 2 more 4+ invuns, and they're fine. They're strong. The snipers will fire in. I don't think you want to charge up there. You can't. You'll have to come round up here. Are you going to do your thing?
I can't. I don't think I can make it.
No, 2 on the Sarge. Oh no. 3's on the other squad. One hit. At least it rends though. It rends. And you make the save anyway. You don't have to take a pinning test. You're fearless. Does this unit... Does the Dreadnought want to shoot? The Dreadnought's going to shoot. Are you going to do your thing?
Am I going to do my thing?
5 up, feel no pain won't count because I'm doubling you out with the melters.
Yeah. But being able to charge it would be nice.
Instead of me charge you.
Yeah.
Is that...
I'm not sure why that would be particularly nice, actually.
No, because you're going...
one anyway.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to think about the other shots coming over here into the rampages. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So you're letting the Dreadnought do his thing. He hits on 2s, and he's going to wound on 2s, and that's 2 more wounds. 2 more 4-up vulnerable saves or dead Terminators. 2 more dead Terminators, and then finally we'll come across to this thing, and this thing is the Derridair Dreadnought targeting Khan's unit. Let's do the Plasma Cannonade, which gets hot. That is going to scatter 1 inch. Gets hot. I'm okay. Hits 4 of them and only wounds 1, which you can ignore. And then the twin-linked heavy bolter, which is twin-linked, will wound on 3s. And that's 2 wounds. And then the missiles that are coming in hit all the time. And they're strength 6 AP3 pinning. So they all wound and they're AP3 and they're not. And you've shrouded.
I have.
Yeah.
So these are AP3s.
Yes.
So it's Sergeant or Khan?
Yes.
Khan.
Okay.
Stepping up to the plate.
Okay.
He's not going to roll 3 1s, right?
No. He rolls 1-1. He does get a shroud on Khan. He takes a wound.
And these are just normal saves. And another guy takes a wound.
Okay. Now, that thing was pinning. Khan's leadership 10. Don't get pinned. Yeah. He's a Praetor. Khan, being a boss, his unit taking loads of hits there. Hardly any damage caused, but you've done your reaction in the shooting phase, so my tactical marines are now free to fire in at your Terminators. And this is all the bolter fire, getting those sweet extra shots for standing still, which wound on 4s. And then I've got the Volkite coming in, which hits once, and that'll wound on a 3, and that's Deflagrate. So ignoring the Deflagrate one...
I've already done an ignores.
Okay.
So it's a 2 up.
2 up on that. You're fine. And then all the others 2s. And do I tickle any?
One.
Mass reacted rounds for the win. Then the Dreadnought charged in. No reactions declared. We're going on to the Dark Furies, charging the Despoilers. And you're reacting?
I am. I want to make them disordered.
Okay.
It gets rid of their sudden strike.
It does. And you do. We charge this far, plus 3 for being in jump packs, plus 2 for fleet. Because of decapitation. We charge a long way. So all that movement shenanigans allows all of the Dark Furies to get into combat. They do have sudden strike, which is +1 initiative. Should be able to fight first. But when you're disordered, you lose that. So at least the Despoilers are going to land lots of blows before they go down. And then the Terminators charged into the Dreadnought as well. And we'll start here with the highest initiative, which is the Chaplain, hitting your Dreadnought on 4s, and he re-rolls because Chaplains hate you. His claws rend on a 5, and I re-roll that, and that is 4 rending wounds from my Chaplain. What an absolute beast. This is 4 5 up and vulnerable saves on your Dreadnought. And you take 2 wounds, then your Dreadnought can fight back at the same time as the rest of my shizzle. 4 attacks hitting on 3s. And 3 of them hit.
Strength 9.
3 of them wound. Each of them is brutal 3, so I've got to take 3 saves on everyone, and that kills 1, and that kills another, and that kills another. But at the same time, all the Terminators with the Raven's Talons attacks hitting on 5s. With the reroll, because of the Chaplain, which is why you get Chaplains, and they're going to rend the Dreadnought on a 5. Talons of Shred. So reroll on that as well, and that's a beautiful thing. Many 5+ and vulnerable saves.
We got this. It's fine. We don't.
No. How far do you blow up though?
Hopefully mega far.
1 inch. Yeah. Well, it'll hit 5 of the Terminators at least, and they'll be wounded on 2s by bits of shrapnel flying through the air and 2 up saves. And one of them dies in the explosion. And while that clash of champions was going on, the Dark Furies attack the Despoilers, and there's a Praetor in there. With his initiative, he'll fight first. And he's hitting on 3s and wounding on 4s with the reroll. Ignoring the rend, and you can put this on your Sarge if you want to.
I've still got a Sarge in there.
Yeah. And he's okay. Then the remaining Despoilers and the Dark Furies fight at the same time.
And your majority weapon skill's 4, right?
Yeah.
That's 4s.
Yeah. Well, it's wound on 3s. With the reroll. Nice. Okay. Now, I've got 2 up saves, but I've also got a 5 up feel no pain in there because of the apoth. So I'll just take them on 3s, which maybe I shouldn't have done. A 5 up feel no pain. Oh my word, only taking 1 wound. Now in the Dark Fury squad are 3 choosers of the slain. They hit on 3s. They're like trying to get to the sergeants and stuff, because 6s are precision. And then these, so that'll be the Vexilla and the sergeant. And then, but you can ignore one of them.
No, I can't. I've done it already.
Oh, you've done it already?
Yes. So you can now pick how many to kill. Don't you reroll to wound as well?
I do reroll a wound on those guys. Okay, so precision and AP, and they rend.
So that's 6 dead.
Yes.
Of your choosing.
Yes. And that's AP3 anyway.
Well, you choose one of them to be the sergeant, and then I don't get a save on that either.
Brilliant.
Nice.
So
7.
7. I've killed 7. All of a bit mute at point anyway, because here's the rest of the Dark Furies, and they all rendered, and they're all AP. The whole squad's dead. I'd have killed about 20. Yeah, I think precision strikes is to hit, but I did so much rending anyway. They're dead. I've secured this flank. Will the 10-man squad of rampages come in down here? Or will they help support the middle? Because now my dreadnought gets to fight. And you always hit red butchers on 3s because they're a bit mad. And my strength goes down to 8, but I'm still wounding on 2s, and that's 2 wounds. And brutal 3, so 3, 4 up and bunge. You've got to pass them all. No. And no.
No.
And there's only 2 red butchers left. No, you haven't. This is the fight phase.
Oh yeah, 1 dice.
So only 1 dice. No. The 2 remaining guys with the power axes pile in. They hit on 4s and they re-roll because red butchers hate everything. Nice. And you need 6s to wound, but it'll go straight through the armour. And there's a wound, and the dreadnought's only on 2 wounds. And he's still on 2 wounds, and now Horus, the sergeant of the red butcher, he strikes out.
It's got an extra attack. I'm going to use my chain fist.
Yeah. Chain fist. That's why it's paid for the chain fist and the power fist.
Thank God for hatred.
Because you get 3 hits. So the chain fist gives you reroll a wound.
Yeah, so I'll be winning on 3s, but because you're a dreadnought, I can rev my fist.
They all wound. 5 up and runs. Dead dreadnought. He killed it extra. It blows up. An inch. Hits all 3 of the red butchers. And injures all 3 of them. Can the Terminator plate hold firm? No. One of them gets taken out in the explosion as well. After all of that, the Terminators are still alive and charging down towards the Raven Guard objective. And we've got one more fight to do. Over here on this last objective, these are 2 heroic Raven Guard are trying to hold on to. And they hit on 4s. And wound on a 4, but you ignore it anyway, and the despoilers fight at the same time, and the despoilers hit on 4s.
Not bad.
And they're wounding on 3s with chain axes, with the shreddy shred reroll. What's that one? That's a 2.
You see that?
Yeah. Okay, 5 wounds, 3 up. You killed the squad. So at the start of World Eater's turn 2, they're going to get 1-2 points for being on these objectives, because with the Crimson Path, Right of War, Rampagers count our scoring, and this unit are no longer pinned, holding onto their backfield objective, so all of a sudden they're getting 3 points as they're trying to demine and unspool the C4 charges on these objectives. So the 5-point lead by the Raven Guard has all of a sudden been cut down to 2 points remaining, and we weren't able to stop the Red Butchers, but we were able to stop this flank over here. You've got some reserves. Do you want them in or not?
Always.
Okay, on a 3. And they come in. At the end of the Traitors movement phase, before Deep Strikers come in, Land Raider moving round to help support this objective that the despoilers have been holding on to. There's a lot of Terminators and a lot of jumpy things looking in this direction. Horus didn't take a step forward because I may have reacted. Because indeed, I reacted over here. Alex did something very smart. He came this way towards the Deredeo Dreadnought, which obviously took a few steps back after he did all of his careful measurings and things. Because if he had failed his charge into the Deredeo, he had a surge forward, still been on that objective and still scored it next turn. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to get charged by Khan, thanks. And then he has a choice to make. Where do you want to stick in your Rampagers?
I think I'm going to go right deep up the gut. Out there.
Right in the middle of my lines.
Yes.
Next to that objective. I like it. What could possibly go wrong? Good luck.
No.
That's a direct hit. Then the unit deep strikes in. We forgot to do the pinning test on that side. I need to do a pinning test on this side, on the tactical squad. They are not pinned. Javelins can't be pinned. You can't react in the movement phase and get away from them. Then we move on to the shooting phase. You've pivoted the land raid around in that direction to fire down into the Terminators over here.
Yes.
And you hit on 3s with all your lads. And they're twin linked and they wound on 2s. But you can only see 2 models, right?
I can.
Which is why I didn't shroud, because you can only remove stuff in line of sight and range. So 5 up, yeah, I lose those 2. So there's 4 left. With my Praetor, the Sergeant just got taken out. And the next Spartan is choosing to shoot at it. So I'm doing my once per battle special Raven Guard thing. And that gives me a free movement up to my initiative. I could have ducked back into cover, but no. We're going straight forward. Then the Spartan fires, and the multi-melters and the las cannons are all twin linked, and they all wound on 2s. And that is nasty. That's 5 wounds. I have 5 invulnerable saves to make. But when I react forward and run straight forward into the guns of the enemy, I also get a 4-up shrouded. Only once per battle. And all of them live. We live! That's the end of the shooting phase. Just a couple of big tanks firing. Then we went round to the charge phase. Horus and the last of the Red Butchers couldn't fail the charge against my tactical marines. The Rampagers are charging both the tactical marines and the speeders. So the speeders are overwatching. Las cannons hit on 3s. And these hit on 3s. But multi-melters are twin linked. That's good. That's good. That's a lot dead.
It's a lot of dead people.
Ignoring the first damage coming through, that only leaves 4. You might as well just charge the speeders or the tacticals. There's only 4 now.
I think we'll be right. We're going to charge both.
Really?
Yeah, because all we need to do is lock these up. They can't fall back and shoot and stuff.
Okay.
Don't hit and run.
I think they do. Or bikes definitely do.
Let's check.
But the thing is, though, all the wounds caused, you add up, and they're not fearless. So you're probably going to sweep something.
That's true.
So you charge 3. Looks like this. You're still incoherency. Now we fight. We started at initiative 4. Well, I think the tacticals are dead anyway, so I did all my initiative 4 attacks into the Terminators, and again, Terminator plate holding firm like a boss. The Rampagers have got initiative 4 as well. Which one are we doing first? The one hitting them or the one hitting them?
Let's do the one hitting the speeders.
One hitting the speeders, okay,
Yes.
on 3s.
Yes.
That's 4 hits. Speeders are really tough. Toughness 6.
We're strength 6, but we ran on 4s anyway.
So that's 2 rending things. I can't do anything about that.
And then the other end guy. Ooh.
The other end guy into the tactical squad.
Yes.
He only hits twice. And kills one of them. But Heart of the Legion, 6 up, feel no pain on an objective? No. The speeders are attacking your Rampagers, but I need 5s to hit Rampagers. They're just so good, and they've got chainswords, which re-roll. Don't do anything to your Rampagers. Okay. So that's all initiative 4 taken care of. Now we're down to Red Butchers. Here's all the axes.
Axe guy.
Yes. Hatred. Killing on...
3s.
Yes. Kills 3 of them. 1 minute. Power axes. I still get a feel no pain. No. On the objective. No. And then Horus. He hits 5 times.
That's a lot, isn't it, for a guy who's not a
It
character?
is. And he wounds on 2s, and I won't get a feel no pain onto this, and he kills 4 of them on his own. That's 7, 8 dead in total. I lost that combat by many, but stubborn. Heart of the Legion. I'm on objective, so Legion 8. We hold, and the Javelins, well, they're going to need Snake Eyes. We don't get Snake Eyes, so we might get swept by the Rampagers, who are no longer locked up in combat. It's a straight initiative roll-off. You've got to beat me. I've got to beat you. You rolled a 5.
Not bad.
I rolled a 1. You sweep the Javelins. They're wiped out. And at the end of turn 2, all the reserves are in. The board is set for this confrontation. It's 5 points to 3 in favour of the Raven Guard, and the Rampagers are pressuring this home objective down here. So I'm not scoring it anymore. I went from scoring 4 objectives down to 1 objective. And the Raven Guard control this flank down here with the Dark Furies and the last remaining Terminators that are hunting down that Spartan. In the middle, it's lost. I tried to stop them, but with the support from the Rampagers, they've broken this objective. They're making these fellas flee back across the bridge. They've broken this objective, and Khan's all the way on this objective. And the question I have is, do I pressurize Khan's unit now? Or do I leave him there? Do I leave Khan out of the fight? I feel like I'm dropping points. I feel like my whole thing was the decapitation strike. Do I leave Khan there? Do I turn some of this force round to try and deal with him? Anyway, let's go on to Ravengard. Turn 3. No, we don't. We play it smart. We play it Ravengard. Even though Khan the Bloody is here, infamous on Isvan 3 and 5 and the fighting cages, fighting side by side with none other than, who was the guy? Sigismund, yeah, the Emperor's champion. We play it smart. We play it smart with Ravengard. We'll try and just cut them apart bit by bit. This unit is scoring up here. Let's get rid of them. I didn't move the Dreadnought because I didn't want Khan jumping on it. I've moved these guys round to fire up there, and I moved the tactical squads around this way to try and engage the Rampagers, and you move straight towards me. It's kind of lost this anyway, but try and put some firepower. I've got some snipers there as well. I've got some snipers here as well. And then round here, Dark Furies can move a hell of a long way. They've got Corvid jump packs. These are longer distance further jump packs. We jumped over. We lost a guy. We're jumping in terrain last turn and this turn. And we've lost a guy already. Don't worry about that. The Apothecary's already paid for himself. Get you off this squad. And the Terminators, well, we'll charge a Spartan. So we'll open up the shooting phase with these snipers firing across at the despoiler squad I want to get rid of down there. Sergeant hits on a 2. The other guy hits on 3s. And these wound on 3s and 5's rend. You could ignore that one. And those are armor saves.
Do you want to put them? Is there a sergeant in there?
There was a sergeant left, yes.
Do you want them on
yes,
him?
yes. With my precision sniper fire. He's going to be
cocked.
Yeah.
And the other one, he's alive.
Sniper squad number 2, hitting on 2s, hitting on 3s. That's 3 hits. And then wounding on 3s. That's 2 more on the Sarge. And they've rend, so 5s. He's still alive. So the land speeders are going to fire up at them. Do you want to shroud against this?
No, I think they're going to die anyway.
Okay, right. They seem to be riding their chances. Here's the las cannons. Here's the multi-melters, which are twin linked. And these will wound them on 2s. 5 cover saves. We're giving them 5 up for this. And
2 die.
there's still 2 left. Okay, my Deredeo is going to fire at them as well. I'm going to use the non-gets hot version of the plasma carronade. And he hits on 2s. And this version wounds on 2s but 4's breach, because there's only 2 left. So I wanted to make sure I definitely hit them. And if I fired a blast marker, I probably wouldn't hit them. So those are 3 more cover saves.
How many more can we make?
Right, finally.
They're gone.
They're gone. Finally, it took everything. Everything. That's strength 7.
Oh, so I get feel no pain.
What'd you get feel no pain for?
On troops on an objective.
Oh yeah, you get the feel no pain for
You
that.
might forget that.
Yeah. Damn it. There's 1 alive. Okay.
Keep shooting me.
Heavy bolter. Twin linked. I'm assuming it's the sergeant alive as well. That's what I would do. That is 3 more wounds on the sergeant. 2 up saves. Feeling of the pain on the objective.
All these 6s.
I know.
Just
you
blend
can't.
them in.
No. There's no way you could make that many 6s. That would be inhuman. I've taken them out with my entire army, except for this tactical squad down here, which you're going to shoot the Rampagers. I've got lots of shots, but as I went to count them out, Alex said,
I'm going to charge you.
Doing the World Eaters thing.
The World Eaters thing.
So you have 5 up, feel no pain to this anyway. These are the bolt guns. That wound on 4s. And then there's the Volkite Serpenta. He hits both at the times. Wounds both at the times. You ignore one of them anyway. And...
That's still... They're good.
Are they? No, that's the wound.
Sorry.
Yeah, these are all 4s.
Yes.
3, sorry, and I feel no pain.
Yes, and this is also one, but it deflagrates.
Doesn't deflagrate.
Feel no pain. Take a wound.
I take a wound. I hurt one on the way in. Then they charge.
Oh yeah, you got to charge.
Crump, and that happens in my shooting phase. So in the fight phase we go, and they retain all the benefits as though charging.
Yes.
So they get the +2 for being a World Eater, and you can't even overwatch them. Great. Around here, I've got a hammer. It can just glance the Spartan. Now we'll do the Dark Furies just charging that squad over there, because that's the end of my shooting phase. We're charging a long way.
Wow.
And the Terminators will charge the tank because you can't get locked with vehicles. And that's a 5. We're in there as well. At the end of the charges, it looks like this. We've done some Hammer of Wraths, and now the the Praetor, and this massive unit of Dark Furies are striking out of the spoilers. And you try and make them disordered.
I did.
Didn't manage to make them disordered, so went at a higher initiative, wiped them out. There was only 6 left. Killed 10 last time. Right, now we've got Hammer hitting tank on 2s, because it's a tank, and they're quite easy to hit. With a chaplain, thank you. I need 6s to wound that thing. I can reroll 1s.
You can.
That's the Raven Guard thing. And I do a whole point to a Spartan, ring it like a dinner bell. It's still got 5 left though. Then back in my deployment zone, a desperate fight breaks out between these 10 Raven Guard tacticals and the elite rampagers. The Raven Guard managed to hit them 4 times and wound them twice, but the sergeant, he's got his clawy thing, he misses, and the rampagers can ignore one of them, so that's only a 3-up save, and they're fine, and they strike at the same time, and they've each got 5 attacks with the sergeant. It's 21 attacks. Brilliant. Just 4 of them. They're so good. 3s to hit. They need to hit first though, and I've seen better hitting. Furious Charge with Phalanx Blades is strength 6, winning on 2s, but 4's rend, and I don't get a save. Oh,
that's pretty
right.
Good.
So that how many's that's 7 dead, 8 dead, 2 saves on my sergeant, who's not dead. I still need Snake Eyes. I don't get Snake Eyes. I don't pass my leadership test. You sweep the last one. I rolled a 1.
Ooh.
You rolled a yes.
Just.
Yes. You sweep that squad. How dare they shoot some World Eaters? They consolidate back towards the objective because 4 of them don't really want to charge speeders again. It didn't work out well last time. I mean, they got rid of the speeders, but it cost a lot of blood. Down here, my sergeant hits your guys twice and doesn't wound. I remembered it has shred. It does wound and it does rend, which you can ignore. The first wound that comes through, and then the tactical guy, he hits you, and he wounds as well. No. And then the Red Butchers fight back. Horus hits on 3s, but Hatred is no longer in effect. However, he'll kill the last 2 on 2s, and he squishes them, picks up 1 in each fist, and just squeezes. Then after winning that combat, they climb the gantry looking for more targets, and that is the end of Raven Guard. Turn 3, it's 6 points to 3. The World Eaters have yet to speak. They've got these units down here, but I've managed to push them completely out of their base, except for the Spartan, and it can fall back, shoot, it can do all of those things. It's a Spartan. And then around this side, well, does Khan stay on this objective, or does he move forward? As we go to World Eaters, turn 3. At the start of World Eaters turn 3, they gain a point for controlling 1 objective, so it's 6 points to 4. There's only 2 points in it, and remember, you get D3 points for killing more, D3 points if you kill the enemy warlord. So Alex, talk me through what you did over here, because it was very sneaky. I didn't see it coming.
So we crept forward with a Land Raider.
Yes.
Which got immobilised, as they tend to.
I like to think that there was some claymores and things. There was a Raven Guard. Yeah. That's why this objective. You've come into the funnel there, you see, and thrown a track.
Yeah, he has. So Khan though, because he's worth how many points? D3 plus 2 to you.
In this scenario, it's D3 plus 2. That's a crazy amount.
That's game winning. That's game swinging. So he ran.
Okay.
Full 10 and jumped in.
Okay.
He's having tea and biscuits.
He's got some intel from the battle barge up above. They're gunning for you. They're going to drop orbital strikes on your head. And he's like, nah. Okay, so the Rampagers are now across 2 objectives, but you can only score 1.
Can only score 1, but I'm figuring at least I'm giving myself 2 chances.
Okay.
If you delete some.
Nice.
Which you might do.
Over here, Red Butcher's coming for squad.
Yes.
Spartan doing...
Yeah, he just handbraked round.
Right.
To have a shot on them.
Yeah, that has got my Praetor in it.
Yeah, so that's your warlord, right?
It is, yeah. Oh no, that's the chaplain. The warlord's in here.
Oh, he's buried in that mess.
Yeah, the guy with all the bling on, he's definitely the chaplain.
Yeah. I'm hoping to drag these this way, because they can hurt that Spartan, right?
They can hurt the Spartan,
You pay
yeah.
for many melter bomb big ones.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, so
There's 40 points of melt bombs there.
going that way, so that hopefully you go that way.
Right,
And
away
ignore
from...
all the scoring loveliness over here.
Okay,
That'd
well,
be nice.
these rampages also score.
They have, but they've got to get there.
And they've jumped up from here, and so I reacted. I took some steps back.
You did.
I'm not all about those life choices. I don't want to be hit by another unit of rampages. They've killed everything they've touched so far, and there's only 4 of them. Anyway, let's go on to the shooting phase. So we started off with the shooting phase with the Spartan, which is now a immobile bunker. Put a wound on the Deradeo over here with its las cannons, and blew in half one of the Dark Furies.
You did. There was 2 sticking their heads up there.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been up there. This Spartan firing at this squad of Terminators, of course I'm shrouding this.
Yes.
I'd rather try and stay alive. You're hitting on 3s. Everything hits. Wounding on 2s. That's a bit nasty, that is.
Oh, shroud.
Yes, I have 5 up in Vuns. Oh dear. And shroud. Oh dear, oh dear. That's the squad. That was nasty.
Yeah, it was bonus.
That was, well,
Genuine bonus.
with a flare shield there and that loadout, they're 445 points.
It is pricey.
But sometimes they can do that. at least that one over there is a bit immobilized. Okay, so you're going to be charging.
Yes.
Well, we're going to do some Overwatch here and try and take the last guy out. I hit you on a 2 and I hit you on 3s and I hit you once. Ooh. And I don't even wound. Oh, no. And then you got +3 to the charge because of the jump packs. And that's an 8. Sorry, that was 9, and 9 is enough, and you make the charge. You've got some dangerous terrain.
As soon as he's wounded.
Yeah, the injured guy, don't roll a 1. No.
Sergeant.
He does, but you ignore that. That's the first wound in the fight phase.
I keep doing that.
You're okay, you're okay. So none of the wounds that way. Then there's 4 Hammer of Wraths that wound me on 4s. And impact hits wound me 4 times. They leaped up and come down from a great height. Bam! And one of them almost took a wound. One of them's got stuck by a rebar. It's just ignored the pain. And he killed one of them on the way in. And then you hit me 21 times. Completely wiping out the recon squad there that do hit your back. And don't manage to wound. Yeah, completely wiping out the recon squad there. But now we're down here with this recon squad versus your Terminators, and only 3 of my guys can actually fight, and the sergeant's on that way pointing out. Drop blows don't count, I don't wound. Then the Terminator swings with the power axes.
Why do I keep doing that today?
It keeps going over there.
Hatred.
Yes. 3's to wound. Well, he kills 3 of them on his own, and then Horus with his Power Fist, Chain Fist combo. I think they're dead. I think they're dead. I mean, Horus hit 6 times.
Yeah, he did hit 6 times.
And wounds on 2s.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
He's really good, isn't he? I love him.
Well...
There's a reason he killed a Primarch. I'm just saying.
And Smash, when they consolidate, looks like this. Standing there and just taunting the remaining Raven Guard lines, because I'm split in 2. I've got some forces over here, some forces back there, and that's it. The World Eaters have gone through everything, pushing me off of all of these objectives. It's 6 points to 4. I'm going to get nothing. And in Alex's turn 4 and the World Eater's turn 4, there's 2 points he could potentially get here. I've got decisions to make with my Praetor squad down here with the Dark Furies because that Spartan just stung me. And I have got Melter Bombs, but there's an objective over here. I don't score, the Dark Furies don't score. I don't have any scoring units left on the table.
I just realised that.
As we go to Raven Guard turn 4. So I can't score any more points for being on objectives, but what I can do is try and stop the World Eater scoring. So my Praetor's unit of Dark Furies with the Apothecary jumping over there. We've got to stop these Rampagers doing what Rampagers do, which means we're opening up the Spartan. The Spartan will be able to punish us for this. But we've got to stop them ripping apart all the C4 that we put on those containers there. That fuel pipe, it's going to make a massive explosion. We definitely want to see massive explosions. And then I can't really do much about the second Rampager squad for now. We'll get to them. I've got to cut my way through the rest of the force, which includes taking out the 2 remaining Terminators. And when I move the speeders up and over, of course, they clambered down from the gantries, ready to meet the firepower coming in. The Deredeo's looking around this way as well as we go into the shooting phase. I'm going to start the shooting phase with the Deredeo firing at the Terminators. And here's the wound pool. These are breaching, these are AP3, those are AP, well, Terminator saves, so you can ignore one of them.
So ignore one of them.
Yeah.
And then that goes with that, because
Yeah.
it's the same to me.
Terminator, 2s.
Twosies.
You good?
4s.
You're still very good. Oh dear. So
at least I've ignored the...
oh yeah,
yes.
You've ignored the thing
so
to ignore the thing.
Death can do its thing.
Las cannons from the speeders. I've got to kill you or you'll charge me. And then the multi-melters are twin linked, so they hit on 3s, twin linked, and this all wounds you on 2s. Should be enough. Okay, 5. 4 up and vulnerable saves or the Terminators get it. Only one of them gets it.
Horus lives.
Horus lives? What do you mean Horus lives? Horus can't live. Horus must die. Horus has to die. He got. That's the end of my shooting phase. We're going to charge in here with. We're going to charge. I get plus a lot to this because I'm a warlord and my thing. Plus 3 to my charge there. Trying to make it disordered so I lose the sudden strike.
Say you're 9.
It's a 9 because it's in. Well, while you're checking that, I'll do my hammer of rats on 4s, and only one of them wounds, which you can ignore. But at least I've got rid of that janky Crimson Path roll for the remaining attacks. Nope, they're leadership 8. You don't make it disordered. So here is my Praetor doing Praetor things. And he's wounding on 4s with the reroll. And they're AP3.
It's 1.5 dead.
Yes.
And then the outfighter guy takes a wound.
So that's 2 dead already. Then the remaining attacks come in at initiative 5. And the squad is wiped and we consolidate. We're all over this terrain piece, and that's the end of my turn 4. The Rampagers will pick up another point at the start of World Eater's turn 4, making it 6 points to 5. What was a clean lead by the Raven Guard has been cut right down. And I should have been quite safe back here with just the Spartan to contend with. But Horus is still on the loose as we go to World Eater's turn 4. The game is so brutal, in fact. Here we are after the World Eaters movement phase. They've only got 3 models left that they can move. So the Spartan is going to soften up the Dark Fury squad because Horus, he might be brave, but he's not stupid. He doesn't want to charge into a unit of javelins with las cannons and multi-melters. He knows what happens. He instead wants to charge the Dark Fury squad.
It's going to be a fair way, I think.
Meanwhile, over here, the Rampagers that were attached to Khan have been told to chill out. There's plenty of skulls here already. Plenty of death and murder happened. And plenty of booby traps were set. One, in fact, immobilizing that Spartan there. So that is definitely one of the units that can't move. As we go on to the shooting phase. Then we opened up the shooting phase with that Spartan. The only thing it could really see is these Dark Furies up here. And I made my cover saves. But we're definitely going to shroud from that Land Raider.
That one.
That wiped out my Chaplain last turn.
Yeah, that was epic.
All twin linked. All hitting on 3s. And all wounding on 2s. So everything hits. 5 wound. Right. Cover saves.
5s.
And then shrouding saves. As I evade, dodging right, dodging left, and 3 of them get taken out anyway. And there's nothing an apothecary can do about a las cannon to the face.
Yes.
And that's the end of the shooting phase. They do actually have a leadership test to make. Oh no, with the guy? Yeah, I do. I don't fail. I hold him firm because under your leadership is good in Heresy, not the other way around. Why have they got it backwards in 40k?
Just bigger is better, isn't it? So
Bigger
leadership 10 better than leadership 9, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but in 40k it's the other way around. Yeah. Leadership 5 is better than leadership 8.
No, I don't get it.
I don't get it. Bigger is better. Horus wants to charge Dark Furies. I try and make him disordered. I do make him disordered.
I'm not sure how far he needs, but definitely more than
Definitely not that, as he's going to be charging into terrain. He tried, and that is the end of World Eater's turn 4.
Yes.
We're about to go on to turn 5. I feel like you're going to get that objective in turn 5, and it'll be 6-6, and then it would come down to units that we've killed. Let's go on to Raven Guard turn 5. So Horus must die. So in my moon phase, the Dark Furies, my Praetor, are going to try and kill Horus. The Speeders are going to try and kill the Spartan in the backfield, and I've moved the Derridae around. So I can only see these guys up here, and that one guy on 1 wound over there. And you can only remove stuff in line of sight and range, so let's shoot them. 3 rend, 3 full armor, 1 pinning one, which is AP3 after rolling to hit.
So
you can ignore
take
one.
that first.
You can ignore one of these though.
Let's ignore the pinning one because I'm
Brilliant.
definitely scoring. Right?
I like it, yeah.
Probably.
Yes.
And these are rending, right?
Yes. So 5 up
I'm going to
cover.
shroud because I think it's the only thing that's happening.
Yeah. Well, apart from Spartan's going to take some multi-melters to the face.
They're going to take it.
Okay.
For the team.
5s. Oh, only 1 wound. And then...
These are heavy bolters?
Yes. Okay, so 1 was injured.
Yeah,
the guy I could see down there. And then another guy up here has to be put on a wound.
Yes.
I don't pin you because you ignored the pinning thing. We're going to fire 3 multi-melters into Spartan. Would you like to evade?
Many smokes.
It's twin linked. Oh, and the Spartan's looking that way because you reacted in the movement phase. You're like, no, let's take some cover. 3 of them hit. Flare shield on the front. That just glances it. That doesn't do anything to it. I'm trying to armor Bane in at 8 plus that. That's AP 1. So that goes through. That's a strength 18 hit. But you've got a glance and a pen.
So 6 up on the glance.
Yes.
And a 6 up on a pen.
No.
And then shroudy.
On the glance.
Glancy shroud.
Yes.
Penny shroud.
No. So you take a hull point from the glance.
5.
Yeah, a hull point plus a 5 up. This is an AP 1. Will detonate the tank.
Yay.
Dead tank. Boom, the tank has gone. The power of multi-melters when you actually get them in range and hit and wound. Then the Dark Furies charge your Horus down here. Would you like to make me disordered?
This is I'll try, but you're going to like this.
Yeah.
What do you think his leadership is?
Red Butcher should be leadership 10 or something? 9?
6.
6.
No.
Okay, you don't make me disordered. So my Praetor's up to 6, initiative 6. Basically, I'm looking for all those rending hits to get through Horus, but we've got to see if he survives. Re-rolling to wound with Shred.
It's 5 to wound anyway, yeah.
It's 5 to wound anyway. 1 wound, which you ignore. That's the first one that you ignore, right?
Yeah, was that initiative? Well, you're all before me, so...
Yeah, and then I've got 3 Choose of the Slain still in that squad, and they've got 6 attacks each on the charge. 3 plus their loadout plus the charge, and he didn't make me disordered. And they'll hit on 3s. No, 4s.
3, always 3s.
3s, because you're Red Butchers.
We're ravening madmen.
But you're tough.
Yeah.
-1 strength, so 5s to wound you. Re-rolling a wound, but 5s rend. Because they are Raven's Talons.
Oh.
4 vulnerable saves.
Just the 4.
On Horus.
No.
He's gone.
Time's come.
He's gone. So that's the end of Raven Guard in turn 5. It was 6 points to 5, but the Rampagers, it's going to be 6 points to 6 as we head into turn 5 for the World Eaters. But they've only got these 2 units left down here. And Khan cowering inside of a Spartan. Now he's having a detailed conversation. It's Angron on the phone on the Vox saying, "Get out of here. They've killed absolutely everything else. Get out of there and return to me now. You're a failure." Meanwhile, the conversation continues until World Eaters turn 5, where Car's saying, "I'm not a failure. It's 6 points each right now. We're drawing this. I've bled them too, and they needed your shooting phase with your immobilized Spartan. Killed one of my Dark Furies over here. At the end of battle round 5, it is 6 points each. It could go on for an extra turn. Neither of us has killed the Warlord, and I don't know who's killed more, and I think I brought more units than you. I don't know. Do you want to roll up?
I do. I want it to go on one more turn.
Why do you want it to go on one more
I've got
turn?
some scoring stuff.
Because then you can score, right? Yeah, okay.
You'll have to kill it.
So on a 4 plus. No. Angron eventually says, "Look, if you don't come up here, I'll come down there and kill you myself."
You've been a bad boy.
Now, the order of the day, the right of war for the Raven Guard was Decapitation Strike, and if I'd have managed to kill Khan, I'd have got D3 plus 2 points.
Yes.
Minimum of 3. But instead, Khan is still alive. My Praetor is still alive. It's 6 points each. We added up the total number of units killed. How much of your stuff did I manage to kill?
8 units.
8 units. I brought 6 troops on its own.
Yeah.
And then the Terminators, and then my Chaplain, and then you killed 10.
Ooh.
You killed 10 units.
So
and
we
the
get more
Dreadnought.
points.
That means you get D3 more points for 1 more point.
Seems fair.
It is 7 points to 6. It is a victory for the World Eaters. Khan recalls his rampages inside the Spartan there. All this area is completely demined, and the Red Butchers can rampage round this way when Angron comes to this battle grid. "See, Angron? See these victories I bring you?" In fact, Khan wouldn't talk back to Angron at all. He would just go, "Yes,
I'm really sorry.
we're coming now." But my Praetor, I feel like that's a good win. I feel like that's definitely a good win for the World Eaters. Just 1 point in it.
It was close all the way.
It was close, but in the end, I feel like we bled too much, man. We just bled too much. You got rid of every single one of my line scoring dudes.
I'd like, it was one of those where it'd be cool to go back and see what happens if you deep strike and try and kill the Warlord.
What, over here
it's
instead?
A minimum 3 points for you, and I won by 1.
Yeah, but the thing is,
you could have sold out to do that and not worried about anything else, and that would have won you the game.
If I'd have charged them with my Dark Furies, you'd have made them disordered leadership 10 with Khan. So I lose my sudden strike. So all of this happens at the same time.
Yeah.
And your weapon skill 5 and weapon skill 4.
Yeah.
I think you'd have won that combat.
Yeah.
And there was a Praetor in my squad, not a chaplain for stubborn.
It depends. You could have poured all the melt of fire and stuff in for a couple of turns as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you'd have sold out and not killed as much stuff,
yeah,
you might have done it. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not, but maybe.
If I hadn't have picked on... There's decisions as well about leaving... I mean, I could have flanked one way, flanked other way. But if I'd have flanked off this way, I'd have stopped scoring my home field objective. And if I'd have come round this way, then would have I held on to that?
No, probably not. That's what I'm saying. You might have dropped a point or two, but he's worth minimum 3 to you.
I feel like you were going to take the right or left flank no matter what. And you put Khan in the right place. Particularly considering decapitation strike +2 for killing him, and preferred enemy and all that sort of stuff, which I forgot most of the time, but I don't think it changed the shape of the battle. Yeah, keeping him a massive armored tank. The other thing about Crimson Pass is that he gets it will not die.
Yeah.
And did he get his wound back at some point?
Yeah. Of course he did.
So he trucks off the battlefield. He went in there and talked to the apothecary in the back of the spot, and he's patched up. He's got his mates back inside. 7 points to 6. The World Eaters win this day, but what a game.